hole here with Kuma, and as you can see, we're in a little bit of a different setting here. We're actually in a location that is completely enclosed, so we have very limited distractions right now. So this is the perfect opportunity to teach Kuma to take food with a soft mouth. Now I know I saw that you wrote that he jumps up to get food. I tried to bring that out of him a little bit ago, but he wasn't having it. So I will be discussing how to help Kuma with the jumping habit. But first, we're going to go over how to help Kuma take food gently. Now, usually when we start off giving our dogs treats and things, of course they're going to get excited. They love food, but the number one thing we want to make sure is that we still have all of our fingers attached. So, one of the ways to have Kuma start eating food nicely out of your hand is to, of course, make sure that he sees it. Oh, yes. And what I'm going to do here is put the treat in my hand. I'm going to close my fist here, but I'm still going to allow for a little bit of a hole. So he's going to be able to stick his tongue in there. He can taste the treat. Come on, sit down. Good boy. But he's not going to be able to bite anything. So when I'm doing this, I'm going to tell him gently, or you can use nicely, whatever you would like. Just let me know, and I would like to be consistent with that. Okay, so we're going to do it right now, and we're going to be talking to him the whole time. Gently, gently, gently. Good boy. Good boy. Gently. Good. Good. Okay, so that was very, very simple. We want to make sure once more that we have that little hole there so he knows that he can't just go up and bite the treat out of our hand. So in the beginnings when we're handing him things, you can use a flat hand. However, I do find that this little hole is a pretty nifty trick to help the dogs kind of slow down a little bit when they take treats out of our hands. And after he's used to very gently taking that treat out of the hole in our hand, we can provide a different option, provide a more flat hand, and then eventually just use our fingers to give treats to Kuma. So we're going to try that one more time here. Gently. Gently up, gently. Yes. Gently. Good boy. Good boy, Kuma. Gently. Good. All right. So making sure that you're always talking to him. If you notice that he's getting a little too excited, he responds really well to voice corrections like a or a no. Let's try that again. Once more in the fist. Gently. 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 Yes. Yes, gently. Good boy. Gently. Good. All right, so reinforcing the command. I'm going to say gently. Good boy, gently. So he remembers. The last thing in regard to this command is that he did something that we appreciated, reinforcing it. So he's going to remember gently, meaning soft mouth. Let's try it again. Good boy. Let's see if I can get him to face this way. Good boy, sit. Good. Okay, so before he takes the treat, I'm going to let him know what's going on. Gently. Gently. No pull. Gently. 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 Good boy. Gently. Good boy. Okay, let's try it one more time. Sit. Good. Sit. So I'm going to pretend like we're in the training situation. So he did a good job sitting. Good. Sit. Now I'm going to take the treat and gently, gently, gently. Good boy. Good boy. Gently. Good. Let's try it again. Come on, sit. Good. Sit. Gently. Gently. Good boy. Good boy. Gently. Good boy. Good job. All right, so that was very, very good. Now, like I said, we start off with the fist here. Once again, you're providing him with the treat that's going to, let's get a little closer here. It's going to be inside of the hole, like that. So when he's able to eat the treat, his tongue can go inside, he can nibble, but he can't full on bite your fingers, and at that point in time, you're reminding him. And the tone of voice that you use when you're letting him know that you want him to take food nicely is very important. So pick a tone of voice. I always use a nice soothing voice, gently, gently. So it kind of, mirrors what I want him to do. Let's try this again. Sit. Good, sit. Good, sit gently. Gently. Good boy. Good, gently. Good. All right, very, very good. Now, in regards to him getting overly excited and perhaps jumping when you have food, especially if you're carrying a big plate or something like that, if it's people food, if it's dog food, your kibble or anything that you want to practice with first, try to make it something that's not quite so high in value. We don't want to use real meat or anything at this point in time when we're practicing with the jumping issue. So pick something that he's kind of just about, let's say, a dry biscuit or something, a milk bone that he will eat, but he's not too crazy about. So practice with that. And especially if you have a bowl in front of you or anything like that you're using that to carry, definitely want to make sure, once again, that you're using treats that are a lower value. So if he gets really crazy about the kibble, he's hearing a truck out there right now. But if he gets really crazy about the kibble, don't use that. Pick something that he doesn't care too much about. Okay, so I have something that got him a little bit excited before. Let's see if he'll get excited about it again. Now this doesn't have food with it. Nope, not feeling this either. He was excited about it before, but not too much anymore. All right, so since he won't jump or anything right now in regards to food being present or something that gets him excited like the leash, we're going to continue to talk about it. Okay, so in this scenario, when you do have food with you, you want to avoid talking to Kuma in a high-pitched voice or anything like that. We want to make sure that he doesn't get overly excited. So when you're practicing and you have your treat in your hand or what have you, really delicious treat, no talking in a high-pitched voice. And if you notice that Kuma is starting to jump, and especially since he is a large dog, we want to avoid that. But if you notice that he's starting to jump on you, oh yes, you're sitting there. That was perfect. I did not even have to tell him gently. That's great. But you're walking, you're going to turn your back to him. Now, if you notice that he is very persistent with the jumping or trying to snatch food out of your hand and turning around and ignoring him isn't working too much because he is a big boy, all you're going to do at this point in time is remove yourself from the room. That's the worst possible thing you could ever do to Kuma. He wants to be with you. But if you remove yourself from the room, he's not going to have anything to be excited about. So, we want to take ourselves away from Kuma, kind of let him simmer down for a little bit. Try to go back in. Once again, you have your food with you, whether it be for him or for you, food, and walk straight through. You're going to, once again, not talk to Kuma in a high-pitched voice or anything like that. And once you notice that he settles down, he's not jumping or trying to snatch food, then you may ask him to sit and then reward him. Another option that you have is to, you might need another person for this here, is to practice with one leash on Kuma's collar, and all you're going to do is simply, he's laying down, is simply step on the leash. And at this point in time, Kuma's physically not going to be able to jump up. Now you're going to need two people to do this. So Kuma can be sitting down with the person. They'll be stepping on his leash. They don't have to talk to him or anything at that point in time. They're basically just going to be there to step on the leash, and you can practice coming in with the food that you have that he likes to jump up and snatch. When he physically cannot jump up and he realizes that it's not working out, more than likely he'll do a sit, which is preferable. You always want him to sit down nicely. And at that point in time, when you notice that he's calming down, he's sitting nicely, or even if he's standing, but the excitement level is coming down, at that point in time, bring out a different treat that you are hiding in your pocket or in a pouch and treat him. So we want him to be rewarded for being calm. If you present food, you're walking around with it, and he gets very excited and we're talking to him, and then it's a little bit overwhelming with perhaps him trying to snatch the food or jump up. It's chaos from that point in time, or from that point on. So we want to make sure that we avoid all of that in the very beginning and identify when he's starting to get a little bit excited. So by having someone stand on the leash, now this is again your third option. If the turning away doesn't work, and removing yourself from the situation also doesn't work, by having that person stepping on the leash, ignoring Kuma, you can have him do a stay, perhaps, if that's something that he does well at home. But practicing walking towards him with that food in your hand. Again, you're going to have a little stash of something in a pocket here or in a pouch. But you want him to see that you have food. Walk by him. You're holding it. If he starts to jump up, so again, you can turn yourself away. However, because he's physically not going to be able to go up, he's going to have to sit back down or stand calmly or lay down. When you notice that he does those things, at least he turns down those notches a little bit. He's not too excited about that food anymore. He realizes that he physically can't jump up to get it. The next best thing would be to stay calm, to sit down or lay down or stand, making sure that he's calm. And when you are comfortable with him in that state of mind, then not the treat that you have in your hand, but you can give him one from your pocket. So not every single time does he have to have that thing that you're holding, but you can surprise him with something from your pocket. All right, so I hope these can help you in regards to Kuma trying to snatch food from you. I really did try to get him extremely excited when I was bringing food out in my hands and in a bowl and things, but he didn't really care too much about it. So it might just be something that you guys have that must be so good because you're holding it. But please let us know how this is working for you, and if it's not, I would love to help you with this issue. And of course, his sheer size makes a difference. So if it was a tiny dog that would try to jump up and snatch food, not as big of a deal as a larger dog doing it. So please let me know if this helps you at all, and of course try the first option with simply turning away, and then if that does not work, remove yourself from the situation, remove yourself from the room, and then our third option is to have someone assist you and practice with them standing on the leash so he's physically not able to jump up, and then you can have your treat or whatever food item you think that he'll get excited about, and you can work with him and of course treat him with that treat that you might have in your pocket there. But he is such a good boy, and he did a great job taking food nicely, which is very important. And that's basically the end of our video here. It's Nicole here with Kuma, who is enjoying the air conditioning, and we'll see you later. Bye.